Okay, I think we will start. Es sākšu mazliet no savas puses. Paldies tiem, kas pievienojās, un es redzu, ka ir cilvēki, kas ir vairāk pazīstami, ir cilvēki, kas mazāk pazīstami. Prieks, jo patiesībā šis tiešām ir stāsts. Mēs pirmo reizi piedalāmies šajā te, kas attiecās uz Svetbanka pieredzes stāstiem. Es esmu Jānis Balodis, esmu eXpanby uzņēmuma vadītājs, veidotājs. Un līdz ar to šodienas stāsts patiesībā būs par un ap to, kādā veidā mēs atradām risinājumu. Nevis tas ir tas, ko mēs gribam piedāvāt arī citiem, bet patiesībā tā, kā jau parasti uzņēmumiem rodas, mēs atrodam, ka mums ir kāds izaicinājums. Tad mēs saprotam, ka šādi līdzīgi izaicinājumi ir arī citiem. Un, tad mazliet ieskicēšu par prezentāciju. Prezentācija mums būs 3 daļās. Mēs šobrīd ielikām laikam pusotru stundu, bet es domāju, ka mēs arī noslēgsim ātrāk. Jo sākumā es mazliet ievadīšu to stāstu, kā mēs nonācām, kāpēc es izdomāju arī pieteikties un padalīties šajā pieredzē. Otrajā sadaļā tad jau šodien mums ir lieliski iespēja izdevās arī pieaicināt ražotāju pārstāvi, kas arī pēc tam pastāstīs un parādīs tieši kādā veidā dažādas lietas strādā, jo LinkedIn mūsdienās ir diezgan daudz un plaši izmantots. Un tad trešajā sadaļā jau mēs pāriesim pie attiecīgi, kas attiecās uz jautājumiem, atbildēm un tam līdzīgi. Lūk, tad mazais ievads no manas puses uzņēmums eXpanby salīdzinoši nelielas aktīvu darbību sākām, jau ir 2, tuvojas 3 gadi, un darbojamies ar CRM sistēmu, pārdošanas procesu, automatizācijām, ieviešanām, atbalstu un šādu veidu arī tā skaitā integrācijām ar trešiem risinājumiem, trešajām pusēm. Kas ir mūsu izaicinājums? Līdzīgi kā tāpat kā jebkurš no arī droši vien tiem, kas šodien klausās, arī mums, protams, kaut kur ir jāmeklē šie te potenciālie klienti. Tad šie kanāli ir daudz un dažādi, ko mēs izmantojam. Mums ir komandā gan cilvēki, kas zvana, mums ir arī pasākumi, uz kuriem mēs aicinām, un caur šiem mēs meklējam līdus. Un tad attiecīgi ir arī e-pasta kampaņas, bet tad ir cilvēki komandā, mēs šobrīd komandā esam 5 cilvēki, kas ikdienā, tā skaitā ieskaitot mani, ikdienā diezgan daudz pavadu laiku LinkedInā, kur mēs atrodam sev saistītas kontaktpersonas vai saviem klientiem saistītas kontaktpersonas, un attiecīgi tur ar viņiem arī uzrunājam. Līdz šim problēma vienmēr ir bijusi tāda, ka LinkedInā vienmēr, man kā uzņēmuma vadītājiem tajā gadījumā bija arī jāsaprot, ko pārējie kolēģi dara, un ne tikai kontrols jautājums, bet arī šajā gadījumā pašam atcerēties, ko es esmu tur izrunājis, šī paša kontakta pievienošana, atrodu LinkedInā, sāku sarunu, ir kāds potenciāls klients, ar ko es turpinātu sarunu. Tad es izmantoju sales navigatoru, vēl citus šos te izgūšanas kontaktu rīkus, un tad manuāli pārkopēju 1, 2, 3 sadaļu, plus, ja es gribu vēl iekopēt savā CRM sistēmā arī šīs sarakstus, un atkal manuālais darbs, es kopēju. Un tad diezgan ilgu laiku mēs patiesībā veltījām tam, lai atrastu, tiešām LinkedIn bija tā sadaļa, kur, kā nav, kāpēc nav sasaistas. Mēs paši iekšēnē izmantojam Pipedrive CRM, un tad meklējām dažādus variantus, kā šo procesu aizstāt ar šo manuālo datu ievadi un entajām kļūdām un attiecīgi iekopējam lauciņu ar kontaktiem, neiekopējam, no kurienes izguvām un tā tālāk. Nu, tad šī te datu higiēna, kas ir būtiska sadaļa. Nu, un pēc būtības jāsaka godīgi, ka pirms kaut kāda pusotra gada es satiku, uzgāju rīku, par ko arī šobrīd Ašika pastāstīs, kas tas tāds ir, ko mēs jau šobrīd jau vairāk kā gadu lietojam. Un pirms par kaut ko pastāstīt, tad pašiem ir jāpamēģina, jāiztestē, kas strādā, kas nestrādā, un visādi citādi jāpalauž šis te risinājums. Nu, un jāsaka godīgi, ir arī, manuprāt, no klātesošiem iespējams jau kāds ir šo rīku redzējis, testējis, tad droši varēs padalīties savās iespējos, bet jāsaka godīgi, šim rīkam ir arī bezmaksas versija, ir maksas versija, jāsaka godīgi, ka šobrīd šis ir viens no laikam maniem pēdējā laika labākajiem atradumiem, kur bezmaksas versijā viņš ir tik ļoti labs sasaistē ar CRM. Tad mēs esam aizmirsuši par šādu lietu kā kontaktu, kaut kādu manuālu kopēšanu. Mēs varam sinhronizēt šīs te sarakstas, bet šeit vienmēr ir būtisks elements. LinkedIn ir personīgais kontakts, tad pat ja mums ir darbinieki, LinkedIn nekad nav un nevar būt uzņēmuma, nedz īpašums, nekā citā, tā ir personas. Līdz ar to tur mēs saskaramies ar tādu izaicinājumu, ko tad tur īsti sinhronizēt. Par to arī ir padomāts, līdz ar to tur automātiski netiek sinhronizēts nekas. Šīs sarakstas mēs sinhronizējam izvēloties, ka mēs gribam šo sarakstu, lai viņi turpmāk sinhronizējās, ko tad arī kolēģis tālāk jau parādīs. Un tieši tāpat ar kontaktu izveidošanu, dīlu izveidošanu, tālāk jau tad es droši vien došu vārdu Ašikai un pāriesim uz to. So, Ashika, really glad that you could find the time and join us here. So we will now switch to English. I think it will be a bit easier for you than Latvian.
I suppose so. Thank you.
Yeah, and basically what I did a short intro about where we had an issue. So basically it was connecting LinkedIn with a CRM and manual data input and so on. And I think that part was just an intro, not that interesting for everyone who is listening. The most interesting part is, okay, show me how it works, right? So I will give a floor to you, so you can feel free to share your screen and maybe do a short intro about yourself and the company, and then we can move on to the real demo.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Janet. Hi, everyone. Very nice to be here. I'm Ashika, based in Berlin. I'm the partner manager at Surfe, working very closely with eXpanby. We're headquartered in France. And today, I understood from Janice that we have quite a few familiar industries, all the way from logistics, manufacturing, construction, and even tech. And this is going to be very interesting because Surfe really shines when it comes to simplifying prospecting and relationship building, particularly for companies that rely on strong client relationships and longer sales cycle. Before we jump in, maybe quick show of hands or quick reactions. I'm sure that's why we're all here, but how many of you actively use LinkedIn and Sales Navigator every day for your prospecting and for your outreach? I suppose most of us, and keep.
So you can,
right? All of us.
Yeah, everyone is still shy. So you can. Everyone who is listening, you can just drop a message if you want, or just let us know that you can hear us. So yeah.
Thank you. And now, how many of you manually like copying details from LinkedIn to your CRM, keeping your records clean? I'm sure none of us. And that's where Surfe comes in. And that's what I'm going to show you about today. In a nutshell, what Surfe really does is it connects LinkedIn or Sales Navigator or your prospecting platforms directly to your CRM. So your team does not have to copy paste or switch tabs ever again. Like I said, we are headquartered in France and currently work with about 40,000 users. Some of our users, customers like Google, Uber, or Pipedrive use Surf every day to connect their LinkedIn, Sales Navigator, or even build their own targeted lead lists and enrich them with verified contact information, company information, and sync everything directly into their CRM in one click. And we started with one big question. Why should salespeople spend half their time doing admin when their primary goal is to sell? And that is what Surf here is to solve for. And that's what I'm going to show you right in the demo today. And like Janice said, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them as comments. We will pick them up right there. And in the meantime, if you would be great to also validate with some reactions here or there, just so we know that you're here with us. And feel free to also stop me if you need anything at all. So on that note, let me share the screen.
Yeah. And while you're sharing the screen, I will as well open the question section. So if everyone has a question, there is a section where you will see in the meeting tools where you can ask the questions. So feel free to do that.
Perfect. Right. So it's very simple to get started with Surf. All you have to do is download Surf's free Google extension from Chrome and connect it to your CRM. And once done, this is how this looks comfortably in your LinkedIn. When you're prospecting on LinkedIn, what Surf does, it creates a sidebar and it comfortably sits on the side of your screen. And this is where all the magic happens. Now, if say you're prospecting on LinkedIn, I want to get in touch with the decision maker at a major logistics and manufacturing industry company called Hiab in Finland. What Surf does, and here I have connected Surf with my Pipedrive account for the sake of this demo, not just because they're a customer, but in addition to Pipedrive, we also natively integrate with HubSpot, Salesforce, Copper, and in case there are no CRMs involved, we also integrate with Google Sheets. And on that note, once you connect yourself with your Pipedrive, what Surf does, it creates an overlay of your CRM right inside Pipedrive. You can choose to enrich the contact or directly add them as contacts or leads into your CRM. And all of this happens in just a click of a button. Now, once I enrich this contact, say I want to add Scott as a contact into my Pipedrive. Wow, that took faster than I thought it would be. But yes, in just one click, what Surf does is we start inquiring our providers. So Surf, we are not a data provider, but we're a data aggregator. What that means is we work with 15 plus premium data providers, all the way from Find My Mail, Lead Magic, Hunter, Rocket Reach, Prospeo, Apollo, Visa, you name it. Each of them optimized for different geographies. So our find rates are always good. I think right now it's about 93%, the best in the market. And with just one click, we query each of our providers. And we're also very transparent about where we get the data from. And in this case, we were able to get Scott's email from Find My Mail, phone number from People Data Labs here. And on top of that, we also verify this contact information at source with our native integration with ZeroBounce. And a fun fact, if we're not able to verify a contact, we also don't charge credits. So you only get verified, accurate contact data when you use Surf and when you prospect using Surf in your LinkedIn. It doesn't just stop with verified contact or company information. On top of that, say, of course, like as salespeople, you spend a lot of time on LinkedIn and all of these prospecting platforms. You would like for all context, your interaction to be recorded on LinkedIn, but you ideally want this to be in your CRM as well, but you don't have to worry about the hassle of switching tabs. So if you want to add a note, prospecting interest in prospect for that matter, you can do that right here. I will show you how this looks in your Pipedrive in just a second. You also want to follow up with them in a couple of days. You can add a task right here as well. Give it a date and a time. Addition. And yes, Additionally, so what, like I said, what Surf does, it mirrors your CRM right into your LinkedIn. So say you met with a prospect at an event, or you want to add additional details, you can simply add additional fields, which are already existing in your CRM as well, like source or first name. Everything that you already have configured in your CRM appears right here, and you can add them and save. So all of this is instantly updated and created as records in your CRM. Now, all said and done, how this looks on your CRM. It is, yes. Now, when I click View in Pipedrive, this gives us an idea of what exactly happens on the CRM side of things. Now, a contact record is created. Now we have Scott, all of Scott's data, verified contact information, and all the details that we were able to enrich and pull from LinkedIn and all our sources, including his job title, functions, nodes that I just added, plus activities, the follow-up activity. And in addition, we also create a contact and organization record. So now we know everything about Hayab, a description that we were able to get from LinkedIn. So all the contacts that you need, context that you need in one place without ever switching tabs. And of course, the prospecting doesn't just stop with creating a lead. When you have an active opportunity, you can also instantly create a deal right on LinkedIn. And since this mirrors your pipeline on the CRM, so you can also choose to select the pipeline or exactly where you want this deal to be stored. My pipeline one, which I've already created on my Pipedrive. And even the stages that you see simply mimic what you already have in your CRM. And anything that you update here is also instantly going to be updated in your Pipedrive. So basically, the idea is to give salespeople more accurate data, a cleaner CRM, and in the end, more time for them to focus on actual selling. Right. And on top of that, this Surf doesn't just stop with enrichment. Well, we not only work with other data providers, we also complement existing providers. Say, if you are already working with some of these tools like Apollo, Better Contact, Cognizant, you can simply push them into our waterfall cadence as well with simply their API. And in addition to these tools, we can also launch any of these leads, prospecting leads, into campaigns that you have going on. So we natively integrate with outreach tools like SalesLoft, Lemlist, and Outreach here. So once I'm done prospecting, and if I want to push these contacts into an outreach sequence, that is also possible. Well, we even get into the granular details of which particular step of that particular cadence you want the lead to go into. So in just one click, you have verified contact information, updates on Pipedrive, additional lead details, and push them into sequences in one go. So your prospecting is basically end-to-end simplified right on LinkedIn.
So basically, salesperson who is working a lot with LinkedIn, even in some cases, they don't need to go in the CRM because it's already here.
Exactly. And I don't remember the last time I created a contact on Pipedrive directly, because I've simply just created contacts here, and all the context is already there on Pipedrive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we also sync messages. And this is, I think, one of the most interesting features a lot of our customers also really like, which is syncing messages. Now, of course, a lot of these conversations go on inside of LinkedIn, and you would, of course, like to, one, have an idea and also give visibility to the team as to what is happening in any of these conversations. So we, of course, help here as well. One, we have created a few templates internally that you can simply use based off the context that we have. You can create new templates with placeholders, and even share this with your teams. So all of you are speaking the same language. And on top of that, we also share insights on the find rates or the open rates of some of these templates. So you can share the best performing templates within your team. And once you use that, we have a small button called Sync Chat. So with the click of this button, your entire chat history is also synced right on LinkedIn. So all the context that you have, everything that your activity on LinkedIn is seamlessly always present on your CRM records, clean, accurate, maintained in one go, and with the click of a button. So this is everything.
About the
Correct.
templates, so I remember it is possible as well to add all the fields which you get from, let's say,
Mhm.
name, company name, and so on, correct?
Exactly. Yes.
Mhm.
So you can also add placeholders here when it comes to templates. So first name simply with the hashtag, and then you have all these placeholders as well, and this will be customized. So if I use this,
And on the
yes,
top,
here,
yeah, 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 yeah.
yes,
And let's
this one.
say my sales team, they talked was this guy, and they something messed out, and this guy asked not to reach anymore, so they need to stop to sync the messaging. So
Mhm.
how you do that?
Yes. So this is LinkedIn, and of course, this is personal. It's completely up to you which conversations you want to be synced on your CRM, which conversations your boss should see. So again, this is completely up to your discretion. If you don't want to enable sync with the same click of a button, it instantly gets disabled. So in it just as simple as that. And while this is everything that staff can already do with LinkedIn, we again don't just stop here. Now, a lot of us use Sales Navigator for our prospecting flows. While LinkedIn helps us with independently reaching out or going after leads one after the other, when it comes to bulk lead list building, Sales Navigator has often been our go-to. And on that front, say you're prospecting using Sales Navigator, trying to build your own targeted prospecting lists. In this case, I'm trying to build an ICP here where the industry is machinery manufacturing, located in Latvia. Of course, you know the drill. You're all sales experts here. And once you have this ICP in place, Surf can also enrich this information and push this in bulk straight into your pipe drive. Now, Sales Navigator we know is largely limited in its capacity, where it restricts you within the platform. The only way for you to get in touch with someone on Navigator is Sales Navigator. And besides, it costs you a bomb. About, I think, for me to even barely scratch the surface, I have to shell out about €100 every month. So we also have quite a bit of a hack on that front. So once you build your targeted lead list on Sales Navigator, with simply the click of a button, you can bulk export this list, either the current page or the entire list, up to your discretion. And once you have this in place, again, for the sake of demo, I'm just going to enter a couple of records. Once you have this in place, with just one click with the Surf's overlay, we start exporting leads into Surf and enrich them as well. Because again, why should you be restricted with what information Sales Navigator gives you? Surf also helps you with verified contact data, their email, their phone number, and avenues for you to get in touch with them outside of Sales Navigator. So here, our waterfall again comes into play here. We query our data providers for accurate verified contact information. And once we have this in place, let's give us a couple of minutes. Once this is
And
enriched, you can.
and while it's looking for the contact, so the typical question from everyone: do I need to have Sales Navigator, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, to have this solution? Meaning
To
in general, so
Mhm.
does Surf work without Sales Navigator?
Of course, of course. Again, for
Mhm.
you to work with Surf, you do not need a LinkedIn premium license or a Sales Navigator premium license. With the free Chrome extension of Surf works seamlessly with LinkedIn, Sales Navigator, and our own platform, which I will show to you in a second. But of course, making it very clear, you do not need a premium account or even a paid subscription for you to enjoy all of Surf's features.
Mhm.
And yes, on that front, we now have Arthur's email and Carl's phone numbers. And of course, again, making it clear, if we're not able to return an email or a phone number, we do not charge credits as well. So you only consume credits where we're able to give you verified official contact and company information along with thermographic data. Now, once we have this in place, there are multiple ways. You can straight up launch them into a sequence. Again, like I said, we integrate with Lemlist, Outreach, Salesloft, or if you work with any other sequencing platforms, we also have open APIs that you can simply integrate stuff with any of these platforms. Or you can straight up sync this into your Pipedrive as well. And you can, of course, specify if they're a lead or a contact based on your preference. And this happens in the background once the enrichment is done. And this is already synced into Pipedrive. You also have the option to download this as a CSV and bulk import this into Pipedrive. That, of course, is an option that also exists. So now this is how Surf works with Sales Navigator. But then we just discussed all the innate problems that we have with Sales Navigator, how it's very limiting in its capacity. And to solve for this, we also launched our own independent platform, which is the Surf app that works independently of LinkedIn and Sales Navigator, which we fondly call Sales Navigator Plus Plus, because it does everything that Sales Navigator does and more, and at 50% the cost. So this is the Surf app, where it enables you to build your own targeted lead list. It could be, your company, industry, or even lookalikes of your company. And by that, I mean, say you have a one customer and you want to identify companies similar to that companies, or you have an ICP, an ideal profile that you want to build. It could be the name of a company, industry, where the headquarters is located, revenue, number of employees, even the technologies that they use. Some of you, especially ones in tech, you want to go after companies that provide or use similar technology as yours, or go after competitor portfolios. All of that is, of course, possible. Now, for the sake of the demo, let's say if I want to identify companies similar to Hiab, the one that we just saw. All right, so we have about 894 results here. And you can, again, combine this. You can mix both lookalikes plus accurate contact information, really streamline who you want to go after. Now, so the Surf app also works very similar to how our waterfall enrichment works. We do not depend on one large database. We work with multiple databases. We have our own. We also work with the likes of OceanIO, OpenAPI for insights. And we have an exhaustive database of about 350 million companies, 500 million contacts. So all the data that you have available on Sales Navigator and more, because we aggregate multiple databases, and any new company that already exists on LinkedIn, you have all the information here. It all boils down to how you build this target list. If not for lookalike, say I want to get in touch with machinery, since I want to build a target list of decision makers that manufacture machines, or maybe work warehousing for that matter. Again, like I said, this is super exhaustive and particularly located in the Baltic regions. So, you can, of course, customize this further into the states as well. And typically, you want to get in touch with mid-sized companies, so a little over, in terms of employees, a little over 200 employees. Again, it really boils down to how you want to structure this. If you have an ICP, a target list, you can really streamline this, build it. And the more streamlined it is, the better, the more accurate your prospecting can be. And the idea is for us to put the power of prospecting in the hands of sales leaders and salespeople. You can rely on multiple databases, but you know your audience best, and you know what works for you best. So that is what we aim to do here, simplifying and putting the power where it actually needs to be, in the hands of the salespeople. And yes, once we've identified some companies that you want to go after, you can also identify people within these companies. Now, I want to get in touch with the decision makers here. You can, again, customize them with job titles like you do with Sales Navigator, or even seniority here, manager, founder. You can really streamline this, and the person can be located in a different location as opposed to the company. You want to get in touch with someone located in the Baltic regions, but the company could be located elsewhere. That is also possible. And you can limit the results per company. I want only to get in touch with 3 people per company. All of that possibility also exists. And now we have about 1,900 results. The more streamlined it is, the better for you. So of course, feel free to play around with the filters here. It doesn't just, and yes, once we've identified people within these companies, we've also brought in the same waterfall enrichment here. And with just one click, we start querying our providers. This can be done in bulk as well. You can select the entire records, the whole list that we have in place. And with one click, we start querying our providers and give you accurate, yes, verified contact data. In this case, we also are very transparent about where we get our data from. And we're headquartered in France. Most of our customers are based in Europe and the US. So we are GDPR compliant. No qualms about that. That is data, as much as data quality is important to us, data privacy is also just as important. So we are GDPR compliant. We do not scrape data from LinkedIn or Sales Navigator. We want to be friends with LinkedIn. We don't want our customers to be banned by LinkedIn. So we work, that is exactly why we work with multiple providers. So we don't scrape any of these databases and still give you verified contact information. So you do not have the risk of being, worry about data scraping or your account being banned. So here we have verified contact data. And now that I have this in place, I can choose to add this to a sequence, directly sync them to Pipedrive, or if I want to continue prospecting, even add them to a list and continue prospecting. And say some of your customers have a bulk database, they want their existing entire data to be enriched. And that is also possible. Say you have a list of companies in your existing CRM as a CSV, you can simply upload the CSV and identify, update this with firmographic data and identify people within these companies as well. And all we need is simply the name of the company and website of the company for us to enrich all details about the company. Or in terms of people, all we need is just the first name, last name, and the company names for us to enrich the verified contact information. So where if you have a clunky CRM, outdated data in your CRM, you can simply download a CSV, upload this to Surf, enrich this with verified contact information, and straight up push this to Pipedrive. So your existing records are only overwritten because we don't create duplicates. If they already exist in your CRM, we update it with verified email and contact. And so you have clean records ready to go all the time. So that is the idea with the Surf app as well. And another little thing I want to also mention, some of your contacts might also switch companies every so often. It's just as important that you have updated contact information as well, not just verified. So say once I connect my my LinkedIn to my CRM, what we do is we also give you an update of all the contacts that exist in your CRM that have recently undergone job changes. Now, in this case, Vincenzo moved to a new company or moved to a new title. So again, it's up to you to go ahead and update this contact. But the idea is to always have verified updated contact information in your CRM. So we also proactively query job changes, monitor job changes, and streamline this so you can also have updated job contact information in your CRM at all times. So that is Surf, the LinkedIn connector, Sales Navigator, and the Surf app in a nutshell.
The question maybe before you move on, I think time to time, somebody is asking, okay, where you got my contacts and so on. So that's what you mentioned about the GDPR and scraping. So it's not like using some kind of breaking tools, but basically those tools are just searching for the data which are already available somewhere, right?
Exactly. Yes. So we are both GDPR compliant, and we work with multiple providers to monitor your official contact information. And we're able to get this only because with your consent. All of your records, wherever it is already present, we simply query our existing providers, verify them, and give this back to you. So none of this is scraped without their consent. And that is, of course, of primary importance to us. Companies like Google, like I said, Pipedrive, Bolt, the likes of enterprises also trust us with their data, with their customers' data, and that's possible only because we continue to both monitor for quality, but also keep the genuinity intact. We don't do this without your consent. So if some of your if you get in touch with your prospect and they're startled as to how you got their contact data, please let them know that it was them that put this data somewhere, and we were simply able to streamline this and making it easy for the sales teams to get in touch with them. So again, we do not automate. Like I said, we integrate with other solutions like Outreach or SalesSoft, or you can straight up launch these into Pipedrive sequences as well. If you have a sequence going on, any automation sequence going on in your CRM, you can simply push this from Surf into your CRM and launch them into sequences as well. We don't automate because at the end of the day, we want to still have that human connect intact. And in this day of AI and getting AI agent calls, we want to make sure that we give salespeople the power, the right contact, the right context as well. So they're able to bring that human element, get in touch, and make the most of the time that they have in nurturing these connections and winning customers over. So this is a very good combination of putting AI, putting automation to good use while still retaining the human element, which is very important to us as salespeople and sales leaders. So giving you context, just another addition on that front. So when we give you information about when you're building these targeted lists, you also have an option to give Surf an idea of the ICP you want to go after. And once Surf gets this idea, once you train the app with your ideal ICP, from time to time, from our job signals, we also monitor market signals, buying signals. We will also be able to recommend companies that are actively, that could be potentially your ICP match here. So we give you an idea of what the company is about, why you should pursue them, if they've recently hired someone, if they recently raising for funds, why, if they're active buying signals. And in addition to that, yes, just more context about the people. And if you want to get in touch with the people within these companies, also give you an idea about the person as well, any recent job contact changes that they've had going. Right. So now, Charles, we also give you a quick idea about, say, if you want to get in touch with the CEO, just more context about who they are, what they've done. So you have all the context you need before getting in touch with them. So you can retain the human element, but not startle them with a random, AI-generated response or a very staple template. Instead, make it more relevant for them. Tell them what they need, what they want to hear, and making it easy for yourselves and them. So you get an idea about what they are, their profile. If they've recently, in this case, Charles has really been with the company for a long time, but we can also, monitor any job contact changes. So you have all the context you need before you get in touch with them. And if the contact already exists in your Pipedrive, then we also give you an idea of, well, this contact exists. Maybe someone else got in touch with them, and just more insights on where they're from, additional contact details. So the idea is to really streamline all the insights that we have, put the power in the hands of the salespeople, and give you one tool that streamlines all things prospecting, from building your list, verifying them with contact information, all the context you need. So all you have to do is before you make that first call, have all the information you need, or the first email, and make sure you're very successful as sales and marketing people in your job. So that is Surf in a nutshell, everything that Surf can do today. And we also have, like you said, we also have open APIs. So in addition to any of these platforms, if you use internally other platforms, or if you want enrichment built within your solution, then that's also possible with Surf APIs. So you can bring all of what Surf can do simply within your platform. So enrichment, or tracking job contact changes, or simply updating this within your CRM, all of that is also possible with APIs. And this can get a bit technical just a little bit. So if you have any questions, we can of course help you, guide you, or even sit down with you and have a really good discussion and take this further.
So about API, I think this one is more like as well a next level for everyone who's using. So just to give an idea how it might work. So every one of the companies are creating contacts, many contacts every day. The problem is that they get outdated, or you again need to search them somewhere and so on. So even if you get from your, let's say, form or web form, sign up from the web page you have, and there is only email, or I don't know, and something just very simple that your potential customers can apply. It will create a contact deal in your CRM. Basically, with the API key, what is possible that the system, the Surf, will look up based on the data you have, and look up what the system can find and bring it back what it have found. Right, Ashika? Is that? Mhm.
That is very precisely said. Yes. So if you want enrichment or updated contact information simply within your system, it could be your CRM or even your solution. Then with Surf APIs, we will be able to proactively enrich and update this contact information with just one click. And this is also actively updated. So our APIs also constantly keep this data updated. So whenever a particular contact goes through a change, then we can proactively make sure updated data always stays in your systems or your software. So
Okay.
that is
So
the API in a nutshell.
what do you think? Is Surf super complicated, or can everyone set it up? I mean, not about API and integration, but just about starting to use and test. Is it something super simple? What, in your opinion? Yeah, somebody is already
Perfect.
saying that. Yes.
I'm glad. And we want to make it even simpler for you. So you, of course, have an option, thanks to Janice, you have an option to experience for yourself. Feel free. Again, it's as easy as downloading a free Google extension, simply plugging it with your LinkedIn. And with eXpanby's UTM, you also get an extended trial of a whole month and extra credits, enrichment credits of 100. So simply scan this QR code. We also have, I can also link the sign up link for you to simply create a free account right now and start playing around with Surf. If you have any questions at all during the process, feel free to drop me or Janice, our team Expand by just a note, and we'll be there to help you and guide you with everything you need and make sure if Surf is a good fit.
And let me know. So 1 month, typically it's like 14 days, or?
Yes, typically it's 2 weeks if you directly go to Surf's website for you to sign up for a trial. But thanks to Expandby, we're now able to offer this for a month-long trial if you use if you scan the QR code, or you can simply use this link that I will share in the comments. Feel free to sign up and experience Surf for yourself. And any questions along the way, we're only an email away.
Yeah, so thanks. Before maybe everyone who is here, please think if you have some question, use the option while we have a direct contact with Surf. But before somebody asks the question and thinks about that, I just wanted to ask you: do you have some interesting story or something you experienced working with Surf? What you could share? I don't know, funny, or is it
Um,
related to yourself working with Surf or with customers?
with customers, so particularly since we're talking about Latvia here, with Surf, we were able to get Latvian Prime Minister's phone number, I suppose. So one of our customers who were talking about Surf to their prospects happened to enrich their contact information. And like, well, look what I found. Where I just found the email and personal phone number of our Prime Minister. And I think I don't know if they actually tried attempting to call them, but that was something that actually resonated with them. Like, wow, okay, if you're able to get in touch with the actual Prime Minister, maybe this is verified contact information. But this is something that happened very recently in Latvia. I think they also were able to. We have some customers that have gone all crazy. They've also able to get Macron's phone number. So that's just something that again. So just making sure that this is verified. Of course, even if you get in touch with them, you can tell them that this is something that they have updated. But since we have Latvia in the picture, I just wanted to call this out. And Google, yes, sorry, Janice.
That's true. And one thing, so if maybe somebody is listening and they use some other, let's say, CRM systems, so is it possible to connect as well?
Yes, I think I briefly mentioned. So we natively integrate with HubSpot, Salesforce, Copper, Pipedrive, and in case you do not have any of these CRMs, we also integrate with Google Sheets. So you have verified contact information flowing into your Google Sheet. You can then download the CSV and upload it to any CRM of your choice, and you have verified contact information flowing everywhere. So
then you can just create a script and
yes,
integrate with anything. Nice,
exactly.
nice, good. So let's see if we please feel free if you have questions, you can ask in Latvian if you have any questions. So please feel free. If not, so basically what I would like to tell, so Ashika, really thank you for finding the time and sharing and showing things which we are using daily. But I think no one can better tell that than you as a direct representative of Surf. So thanks for that. I really appreciate it.
No worries at all. I'm glad I could share this with you. I really look forward. I hope this resonates with you as well, particularly as sales leaders yourself. We ultimately want to make this easy. Again, this is a problem we solve for ourselves. Surf stemmed from a personal problem. Like Janice said, I think the founders, when they were working on their project, they found it really hard to connect LinkedIn and manually copy paste everything to their CRM. So Surf came out of that problem. And the question really was, why does the solution not exist already? And we saw a real opportunity there. And that's what you see. And over the last 5 years, we've developed this cascade working with multiple providers day in, day out. And we optimize for quality. That is of utmost importance to us. And that also is why we're the best in the market when it comes to verified data right now. So I would really like for you to test it out yourself. And please let us know if you have any questions. We're here to help.
Okay. And one last question. Do you think, is there anything you would tell, like you need to prove for customers that they don't believe? Is it like really so good? As I always telling, one thing is we can show it as we do that every day. Another one is to try it. But is there something specific? I don't know, like you told about Prime Minister or something else what customers just see and they, no, for sure it's not working like that. Have you had such a case, or that you need to ask and prove, or it's still about testing everything?
When you say ask and prove, again, we want to optimize. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by proving it to them. The easiest way is show and tell. So whenever someone has a question, we simply ask them to try it out yourself, because it's really that simple. So personally, we've not had that situation. Besides, if we're not able to identify verified information or give you something, we don't charge credits either. And you're not going to be, your credits not going to be consumed if we're not able to do this. So be honest like that. If you run into any trouble, we're also not going to charge you for it. So just try it yourself. It's simple. And the tool is meant for salespeople, for business development representatives. So it's we keep that in mind. That there are multiple complicated platforms out there, the likes of Apollo or Clay, where we integrate with all of them, sure, but it's still not as intuitive for someone that's just starting out to identify their contact base. So keeping that in mind, someone with basically no tech experience whatsoever should still have the ability to play around, identify verified contact data, and push the same list. So we have users all the way from students, from professionals, from CEOs directly, early stage startups, and about 1,000 employees within Google right now today, actively using Surf day in, day out. And it's all possible because it's simple, and it will continue to be simple.
That's I think the magic when it's working and it's simple.
Yeah.
So two main things. Good, Ashka. Really thank you. I think if there will be questions, as there is two options, neither we are very shy, neither we know everything already, or maybe we will have a questions everyone will ask and type you directly.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody. 1 second.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Yuri, you can speak now. You just need to enable your microphone.
So you hear me now, yes?
Yes.
Only con I would say again, this is that it's terrible with those credits. Like everybody expects once you pay for subscription, you have a subscription, but then you involve these credits and it gets tricky. Like how much for what, how many I need, and so on.
Got it. With one credit, so every enrichment costs one credit. So one email and one phone number would typically consume 2 credits, but we do not charge for verification. We do not charge for firmographic data. So simply one enrichment will give you all the information about their company and their email, and 1 credit for their phone numbers. The free plan, or when you start off with Surf, you already, and right now you get started with 150 credits if you sign up with this with the UTM link we've just shared. And we have a couple of different plans. So on the essential plan, you get about 150 credits and 50 mobile credits. And for you to really experience the whole platform, it only costs about $59, and that gives you basically unlimited search. 1,000 credits that renew every month. Again, we renew these credits are not one time. At the end of every month, they renew. And on top of that, you also get add-on credits for just adopting the platform with. So even when you're testing out, if you happen to run out of credits, if you want, if you run into any issues with credits, you can of course reach out. We're happy to help you with that extra testing phase with enrichment credits. But you start off with about 150 email and 50 phone credits on the essential plan, and 1,000 credits that renew every month on the pro plan, which is the highest, and it's about $59.
What I think on top, maybe Yoris, what I could reply here is that Surf is using the platforms. So any of those platforms like Apollo, Cognizant, and so on, they are using those credits. So that's the issue, meaning that Surf cannot they don't know how much you will use, and that's the problem. But Yuri, I agree with you. That's something you don't know, and you probably will know it after you will use it for a while, how much you really need.
Yeah, okay, clear.
Yeah.
I'm
Thanks.
just saying it's the sort of mixing the feelings about, oh, I paid it and now I need to look how much credits I have and so on. But anyway, 1,000 credits each month, it's, I think, definitely okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Yuris, for a question.
Thank you.
Anyone else has maybe questions? If not, really appreciate everyone who joined. Thanks for the time, and see you around. If any questions, you can reach out, find me or Ashika as well in LinkedIn with your new Surf, and test and find the contacts as well there. So take care and goodbye to everyone. Paldies visiem, tad lai veiksmīga darba nedēļa. Uz tikšanos!